मूर्ति की
जय।
गणपति महाराज की
जय।
वागर्तानिव संपत्तौ
वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ।
श्रीमदखिलाण्डकोटि ब्रह्माण्ड नायकस्य सद्यो जातवामदेव अघोर तत्पुरुष ईशानस्वरूप आदित्यात्मक श्रीरुद्रदेवता शम्भो शङ्कर महादेवादिभ्यो नमः। தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி,
எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி.
திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தில்லையம்பலம்.
ஓம் சதாசிவசமாரம்பாம் சங்கராச்சாரியமத்யமாம் अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So today we look at the Sri Rudram, which is a very famous Vedic hymn, we can say, and it's very popular in US also, because even when I was there in US in the 90s also, there were a group of people who were learning Vedic chanting, and one of the first thing we normally learn is Purusha Suktam, because it is very simple, small sentences are there in that. So generally the Purusha Suktam is taught first, and then this Rudram and Shamakam are also learned by a lot of people. Even those who haven't done full Vedadhyanam, which is not very easy. But a lot of people know Rudram, and it is chanted, and also there are many different rituals based on Rudram itself, correct? Like Rudra Ekadashi means 11 times we normally chant. Or then you can do it a little bit more detailed, correct? Means we have Maharudram, Atirudram and all that. So Maharudram means 11 people have to chant for 11 days, and each day they have to chant it 11 times. So it is 11 into 11 into 11 is Maharudram. Then Atirudram means it is 11, it is basically 121 people have to chant for 11 times minimum in a day for 11 days. Or nowadays they don't want to do, even recently I was in an Atirudram in Kashi. But people don't have time nowadays to do it for all 11 days. So what they do is, we chanted 22 times every day actually. And 22 times chanting Rudram itself is a big thing. But we did like that. We finished it in 6 days or something. But anyway, so there are a lot of rituals. People are also doing it all over, not only in India, but I see it in a lot of places in US also. And it is not just enough that we chant, but it is good to know the meaning and chant. And the meaning of the Rudram itself, but of course today we don't have the time to go through the entire Rudram with the meaning, that you can get it anywhere. But the important things which it is revealing, the vision of Ishvara as given in our tradition, is, you can see that in the Sri Rudram hymn itself. This Sri Rudram is also known as Shatarudriya, another name, or Namakam. So this Namakam, why it is called Namakam? Because there is a Namaha is there 300 times with the name of the Lord, different names of the Lord. In fact, this itself is taken as a pramana for all the Ashtotara and Sahasranama we chant, correct? They are all from the different Puranas. If you see any puja we do for any deity, we have 108 names normally we do. Or in fact, you can even go down, there are 16 names, 21 names, like that, depending on your time. So in our tradition, they have given you so many options. If you don't have a lot of time, then at least chant 16 names. Correct? Even for Ganapati, there are 16 names are there, which is very common. Or you have more time, there are 108 names are there. Or if you have even more time, there are 1008 names are there, like that Sahasranama is there. But in the Veda itself, only in Sri Rudram we find so many names together with the Namaha also, correct? Like even in an Ashtottara. Because whenever we use the word Namaha, in Sanskritam it has to come in the fourth case, we say, correct? It is called dative case and all that in English, but it is Sampradana. So, my salutations unto you, Namaha, means this Nam itself, the Namaha means what? See, Nam is a dhatu which comes in the meaning of Prahvi Bhava, we say. Prahvi Bhava means that you are saluting the other person and all that. That is the basic meaning. So, this Nam with the Asu, there is Asun Pratyaya, we say. I don't want to go into grammar, but that Namas becomes Namaha. And whenever a word to whom you are doing the salutation, that person will go in the fourth case. That's why all the Atotras will have like Shivaya or Shanmukhaya. All that Aya means that it's ending in fourth case. Ramaya, Namaha, like that. Or if it is feminine, then Shaktiyai Namaha, like that, and all you will see. So all these names together in one place in the Veda is very unique to Sri Rudram. And also here actually nearly 300, I think 300 names are there. That's why we also, when we chant it together fast, correct? Otherwise we can also do, when you do Archana, we can do Archana with the same thing. That is called Rudra Trishati, where we also, according to the Padapatha, we will separate the Sandhi and then say Namaha, Namaha for each of the names there. That is called Rudra Trishati. Trishati Archana also we do. In fact, even whenever you do any big ritual, in the evening we do the Trishati Archana. And in fact, physically also, you can do Namaskara if you can for 300 times. Or if not 300 times, we do 11 times and all that. It is there. So that whenever you do Namaskara, the important thing is you are surrendering, correct? You are taking refuge in the Lord, which is very important for a bhakta, as a devotee, because the role of the devotee is the most fundamental in our life, I would say, because as human beings we play so many roles. In fact, the entire life is nothing but playing different roles, correct? Either you are a son or a daughter, then you grow up, you have the role of a student in the school, then you have a role as a friend, you have a role as a citizen, then you get married, then you have a role as a spouse, then you have your own children, you have the roles of parents. So if you see like that, our entire life is nothing but all the duties associated with the roles we are playing, correct? Now it can become overwhelming if you look at it like that. All those roles we are playing and so many duties are there, and then there can be conflicting duties also. That's why we have all these Puranas and all, they are listing out all complicated situations, correct? Dharma Sankata also comes from, if there are different roles and different duties associated with that, what do you prioritize, or even which is more important and all that, we need to have some clarity. Or if you don't have clarity, you have to go to others who have that clarity and get it. So you cannot say that I did not know. Ignorance is not a defense anywhere, understand that. You have been given enough intellect and viveka, discriminatory capability, that either you have to be clear, or if you are not clear, you have the responsibility to get clarified from people who know better than you. That's why we have gurus and elders and all that, and we respect them also, correct? So this role, if you take all the roles, there is a role of devotee also, which many people may not recognize, okay? Because if you are playing the roles by themselves, like I said, it's not easy, correct? Because we are all limited in so many ways, and we can only do so much. In spite of our effort, the results are coming. It can be more than what I expect, or it can be as I expect, or many times it is below your expectation, or it can be something opposite and all that. So we can put in effort, but we cannot say what the result will be. Correct? That is where we have to recognize Bhagavan as the giver. Why we have to recognize that? Because when we are born, everything is already given to you, correct? Even the air is given with the right amount of oxygen and all that. Even if it is few percentages more or less, I don't know how we will be living, correct? And water is given, everything is given on the earth to you. We are all just coming like in a 5-star hotel, you go and everything is taken care of. Like that only, as soon as you are born, everything is given, because the baby is totally helpless. And for the baby to survive, everything has to be given, then only the baby can survive and grow. Means if all these things are given, then who is the giver? The giver has to be recognized. And the giver only we recognize as Ishvara or Bhagavan for us. And in that recognition, your role as a devotee also is born. It is there. Then we recognize the role as a devotee, and that role is very fundamental, because that signifies your relationship with Ishvara. Correct? The devotee is the role which signifies the relationship with Ishvara, and once you are a devotee, then the devotee only plays all other roles. If you play all other roles as a devotee, then you have no problem, really speaking. If you play those roles as yourself, as an individual, as a limited individual with your own ego, then you become or at least you take yourself as the cause for both success and failure, correct? You become the author of your own success and failure, means then you are setting yourself up for failure only. Why? Because even the most successful person in the world, you go and ask him, like you think of all the desires you have had over your lifetime, and how many of them you have fulfilled? Means for everybody there is always the unfulfilled desires are many times more than what has been fulfilled. That means you have set yourself up for failure. But by recognizing that Bhagavan is the giver of our Bhagavan is the giver of everything, but particularly as a devotee, what we recognize is Bhagavan is the karma phala data, we say. Bhagavan is the giver of the results of our actions. By recognizing that, then you are actually freed, correct? You are free from you can still do your, whatever is supposed to be done, everybody has to do. Kartavyam means what is to be done has to be done, because it is attached. As long as you take a role, what is to be done is already there along with it is like a script, correct? It is there with the role. Whatever is to be done has to be done. But then you are not the author of the results of action. That position you give it to Bhagavan. Now why that is particularly relevant to Rudram? Okay, because Rudram, whenever we chant Rudram, how do we start? We say Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Namaste Rudramanyava Utota Ishave Namaha. Like that it starts. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. In fact, only that much I can cover today. Even that will be. So even that is beautiful. It starts with Om, correct? All Vedic chanting normally we start with Om. Om itself is such a beautiful thing to understand. Because Om is not only a word. There is a linguistic etymology for Om. Because it comes from a dhatu, Ava Rakshane. Ava is the dhatu which comes in the meaning of protection. Means Om also is the name of Bhagavan, but then when you look upon Bhagavan as a protector, Om has that meaning. Okay? But Om can be looked upon non-linguistically also. It is a sound symbol for Bhagavan again. Om, you don't have to look at it as a Sanskrit word. It is just we say it is a pratika, means it is a sound symbol. Now how do we understand Om as a sound symbol? Means See, Om itself, if you break it down, the sound according to the Sanskrit, the Siksha, means Siksha is the pronunciation and all that, okay? There is a Siksha Shastra. In that, what do we say? Om is made up of three further aksharas are there. A, U and M, correct? That's why nowadays many people actually write Om as A, U, or A-U-M and all they write in English, but that's not correct. Okay, Om is Om only. When you pronounce or when you write, you have to write as Om. But when we understand it, you have to understand that the Om sound is made up of A, U and M. Because O itself in Sanskritam is nothing but it is a combination of A and U. Like that we understand that. Now, so how does it matter whether A, U and M form a sound symbol means? The beauty here is Om as a sound symbol represents all sounds, all words. Why? Because if you open your mouth, what is the sound you get? You just open your mouth, don't do any other effort. What is the sound you can make? You can try that, correct? You open your mouth and make a sound. Correct. That's the only sound in any, forget any language and all that. All human beings, you open your mouth without making any other effort. What is the sound we make? That's why in Sanskritam, vowels are first listed, and then all the consonants are listed based on the effort you make in your mouth. When we say ka varga, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, means it is called kantya, because the first effort we can make is at the base of your throat. So ka, kha and all, the effort is here. Then ta, tha, if you say, means you have to roll your tongue and go to the top of your mouth, means that is called murtha. Or cha, cha, ja, ja, nya and all that you are making from, you can say, behind your gums. Then tatha, dadha, na is from your teeth, they are called dantavya. And papha, babhama are made with the lips. So like this, where you make the effort, based on that different alphabets are formed, but all of them are between when you open your mouth, and if you close your mouth, the only sound you can make is correct. There is no other sound possible. You can give different shruti, maybe all that people do even before a concert and all that, correct? But all sounds are between and and in between everything is represented by U. So the Om becomes a sound symbol for all sounds, means it covers then all languages, and it is an apt sound symbol for Bhagavan, because how do we understand Bhagavan? The word Bhagavan itself is there. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, when we say Bhagavate, is the fourth case of Bhagavan. Bhagavan means, what is the meaning of the word Bhagavan? Because the word Bhagavan is used by, at least in all Indian languages it is there, it is used by all Indians. Even in Tamil it is there. Although some people say that Tamil is not in any way connected to Sanskritam and all that. If you take Tirukkural, the first Tirukkural is Agara Mudala Ezhuthallam Adi Bhagavan Mudatre Ulagu is the Tirukkural. So Bhagavan is there in Tamil also. And what is the meaning of Bhagavan? Everybody says Bhagavan, Bhagavan, but did you ever think of the meaning of that word? Means, but we have similar words also. Dhanavan means what? The one who has Dhanam is Dhanavan, one who has wealth. Or Balavan means one who has strength, or Balam is Balavan. So similarly, if we look at Bhagavan, what is the meaning of Bhagavan then? One who has Bhaga is Bhagavan. Then what is Bhaga? Bhaga is the next question. How do I understand Bhaga? Because Bhaga word also we all know in one way. The derivative of Bhaga we know. We say Bhagyam, correct? This is my Bhagya and all that. Bhaga in general can mean wealth also. Okay, or whatever, some kind of a prosperity. So Bhagyam also means that you have suddenly received something disproportionate to your effort. You have received something, we say it is our Bhagyam, correct? So, but actually the word Bhaga is described in the Vishnu Purana also. In fact, it is quoted by Adi Shankara also. in the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, suddenly Adi Shankara decides to give the meaning of this Bhagavan and he quotes the Vishnu Purana verse and says what Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriyah Jnana Vairagyayoschaiva Shannam Bhaga Itirana. So Bhaga is understood as sixfold qualities. Put together is called Bhaga. And this Bhagavan means then one who has those sixfold qualities. How? In what measure? Because those sixfold qualities we also have. As all the jiva, as individuals, all the beings also have those sixfold qualities. But Bhagavan has it in limitless measure, we have to say. That's why it is called Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Samagra means complete, total, all. So Aishwarya means what? The overlordship. He is the boss of all, correct? That is the Aishwarya. Then Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Aishwarya means total overlordship. All. And then Viryasya Yashashashriyah. So he has all Virya, all strength, all Shakti, all glory, all fame. Also is really Bhagavan's fame. Correct? Yashas. And then he also has all Shri, all resources. Bhagavan doesn't have any. Whatever we do, we always are constrained by resources. Correct? Resource constraint is there. Whatever we do. But Bhagavan has no resource constraint. And Bhagavan also knows everything. Jnana Vairagya also he has. Jnana he has. All knowledge we say. Correct? And all Vairagya means what? The most important thing in fact. Why? Because Bhagavan doesn't depend on anything for his own happiness. That is the Vairagya. Complete. Because he knows himself as Purna. Aham Purna. I don't lack anything. Then I don't really need anything also. In fact, that is said beautifully in Tamil also. In the Tirukural, Vendadal Vendamai Ilan. Like that it is said. For Bhagavan, another word is the one who does not have any likes or dislikes which are binding. That means what? I don't say that only if this is there I can be happy. If you say like that, you are a lacking or a wanting person, correct? Only if I have this, I will be happy. Means your happiness is not dependent on something being there or not. That itself is a problem. Or you also, normally what we say, if this is there, I cannot be happy. If mosquitoes are there, I cannot be happy. Or even some lizard is there or cockroach is there, I cannot be happy. I cannot cohabit with the insects and all that. Means it's a problem. But Bhagavan has no problem like that. Bhagavan doesn't say if this is there I will not be happy, or if this is not there I cannot be happy. Bhagavan cannot say that or will not say that. So like this, the Bhaga Shabda means all these sixfold qualities put together. And here Rudra is addressed as Bhagavan, means all these things Bhagavan is having. Okay. And the word Rudra also is very important to understand. In fact, that tells us the vision of Ishvara which we have, which is very important to understand, I think, because there are so many other theologies also. Most other theologies have a dichotomy because they have a God and they have a Satan, devil, shaitan and all that, correct? So there is already a dichotomy is there. God means only all the good qualities, and then there is an equally real Satan who is all the time fighting with God or something, or he is trying to entice you. You will now become, you will be taken over by Satan and all that. This is psychologically also very damaging. But our vision is very different. There is no God and there is another reality called Satan who is fighting God and all that. Although we do talk about Deva and Asura, which is totally different. But when we talk about Ishvara as the all-knowing cause of everything, for us Ishvara is not just Nimitta Karana. Means generally in most theologies, Ishvara is looked upon as the maker, correct? So they say that God in heaven created this world. Means God is sitting somewhere even now, but then made this world and threw it somewhere and it is now going round and round. Okay, let us say. Now, that theology means for them, this world is separate from God. And that's why, in fact, they even have a problem. There is something divine and this is profane and all that, correct? Or whatever. They call different names for all that. But it's not, that theology, in fact, is also illogical in many ways, because if you ask a few questions, it will fall flat. They cannot answer that. They will say, shut up and just believe whatever I say. But what is the Vedic vision? Because all of us should understand the Vedic vision of Bhagavan which we are talking about. In fact, why I want to say this also is, even like a couple of days back I was seeing one interview, St. Louis interview only, because they had one interview in the local TV, where the presenter is obviously an American and has no idea. So the presenter asked the temple authorities who are organizing a function, so now introduce me to your religion and all that, correct? What does your religion say? Means they are not able to answer. They are saying it is a way of life, and that's all that person was able to say really. Nothing more than it is a way of life. Now this Hinduism is a way of life is a very popular sentence or a way of telling that, but it doesn't really convey anything, because anybody can say this is my way of life. You go to a thief and ask, what do you do? You say, this is my way of life. I rob people. So it doesn't mean anything really. It is but there is a reason why the way of life has been set up, because I think it was first introduced by Dr. Radhakrishnan. He wanted to differentiate our tradition, our dharma, from the other notions of religion as it exists. And in that, he only introduced this phrase, way of life. And why he said that is because for us, belief is not important. Understand that. All other religions are called faith. We cannot be called as a faith. We have to understand that. For us, faith alone is not enough. Okay? What you do, achara is more important. What you do, based on that only, either punya or papa we get. So what you do is more important than what you believe. You can believe Bhagavan is male, sitting somewhere, or Bhagavan is all goddess. We have no problem. Or Bhagavan is happily married, he is ardhanari, he is both male and female. You can have so many different beliefs. But just by believing, you will not become, nothing is going to happen. If you just profess belief in something, it's not going to do anything for you. Everything is based on what you actually do. That is karma, in fact. Karma alone has karma phalam. And doing means that is the way of life. He tried to actually differentiate it like that. It's not just a faith, but what you do is more important. You can't do all nonsense and say, finally I confess, so I am now pure. If you have done something, karma means avashyam bhavi, we say. The karma phala. In fact, one more important thing also when I talk about karma, we have to understand this. Our belief is that karma has two results always. Understand that. Any action you do, there are twofold results. One is what? Immediately, whatever you are experiencing. Because all action is defined by the ends, correct? Whatever you want, based on that, you are doing some action. If you achieve that, then you have achieved your goal or whatever. You have achieved whatever you set out to achieve. That is called Drishtaphalam. So Drishtaphalam is, we all experience, that's what we work all our life. Every month you work means you expect salary, correct? That is Drishtaphalam, you got the salary. But there is also Adrishtaphalam. Okay, the word Adrishta is there in all Indian languages. Now Adrishta is wrongly translated as luck also. Okay? Adrishta literally means unseen, correct? Drishta means that which you can see, that which you can experience is Drishta. Adrishta means literally means that which is unseen, that you cannot see, but it is still there. Why do we say that? How do we then gain this Adrishta? It is dependent on whether what you did, your action was right or wrong. Understand that. There is always right way of doing something. There are also many wrong ways of doing things. You can cut the corner to achieve whatever you want also. And in Driftapala sense, you may have achieved something, but if you do something wrong, you are also gaining Adrishtam, which is called Papa. So Papa again is not sin. Again, a lot of these things are wrongly translated. Because sin in a Western context is totally different. Just because you are born as a human being, you are a sinner. We don't say that. You gain papa if you do something wrong. And then what is the result of that means? It will fructify as unpleasant experiences to you. Correct? Any papa you do, you are going to then, that is avashyam bhavi again. That's what I said. It will definitely occur and you can only exhaust it by experiencing. And papa you have to experience as unpleasant, undesirable, anartha, which we say in Sanskrit. So that will come to you as anartha, undesirable, unpleasant experiences. And punya also is there. If you do something right, you are gaining punya in our account. So this is our belief. Now you cannot ask me what is the proof. Can I see in microscope whether papa and punya is sticking onto you? Means you cannot. But this belief is highly believable because it goes along with my experience, correct? What is my experience in life? I already told you, correct? I can put in effort, but the results are not always according to my effort. Sometimes I get lot more than my effort. Sometimes I get whatever according to my effort I get the result. Many times I don't get also. It is like swimming against the current, correct? Swimming against the current, you do lot of effort and then finally you get up and see you are at the same place. But you cannot say you did not have any result for your effort also, correct? If you did not put in all that effort, you would have been downstream some 1 kilometer away. But it looks like you have not got any result. But that means that current is the papa, correct? Current is trying to take you somewhere else where you do not want to be. But still, by putting in effort, at least you are there wherever you are. So all these things goes along with my life's experience. So there is nothing. It is actually also we all commonly sense what is right and wrong. Correct? We don't have to be really taught dharma. That is what we call samanya dharma, or universal values. So nobody can say I did not know this is right, or I don't know, I did not know. That is generally given as an excuse. Like I said, I did not know this was wrong, so I did it and all that. But everybody knows that they are doing something wrong, but their likes and dislikes are overpowering them. Correct? That is the human conflict. The entire human conflict or psychology is very simple. Everybody has a set of likes and dislikes. Everybody knows what is right and wrong. Now, if it aligns, then you are always happy. Whatever I like is whatever is right, then no problem in my life. Whatever is wrong, I don't like also, no problem. But when does the problem come? So somebody said whatever I like is either illegal, immoral or calorific. Correct? Like that, then your likes and dislikes are fighting with what is right and wrong. Then you can do wrong. Because you are overpowered by your likes and dislikes. Then you will gain papa. That's why for us, understand that success in life is not fulfilling all your likes and dislikes. That can never happen. If you frame your success like that, you are only setting yourself up for total failure. Everybody will be a failure. Because the nature of the human being is that we are all limited in our abilities, knowledge. Every which way I look at myself as an individual, I am limited. I am alpaha, we say, correct? I am small. Bhagavan is all, but I am small in every way. So I can't guarantee anything. So I cannot fulfill all my likes, or I cannot go against the values and also try to fulfill my likes. Then you will have guilt. Even if you have achieved whatever you want to achieve, but you knowingly did wrong, and that guilt you will always carry. Similarly, also fear will come, because if you have done something wrong, what if others find? Even though the law is very slow, it catches up with most people, correct? Even powerful people are ended up in prison or they are hiding somewhere, all that. So, wrong if you do knowingly, only you do, and then you are Drishtapalam also, you are getting guilt and fear along with whatever you coveted, correct? Is it worth it? We have to see that, correct? Is it really worth it, all that? Rather than that, I will do the right thing and be happy, correct? Whenever you do right thing, understand this, even if you have lost something physically, just doing the right thing will make you feel good about yourself, or you always feel good, correct? So, whenever you do the right thing, we always feel good about it, we are happy in fact. So, hardship is not really unhappiness. Many times people think that hardship means you are not happy. That's not true. In fact, I can work hard, I can undergo some hardship in life but still feel contented and happy about who I am or what I have done even in the hard times, correct? So that's what even our Puranas and all teach. If you see Pandava, Rama, their life was not easy. They went through a lot of hardship, but they stuck to dharma. That is the most important thing. You have to do the right thing. Means you not only, even Drishtapala is better, because when you do the right thing, your own self-esteem is going to be better. You are not going to be beset with guilt and fear, etc. And you are also going to gain punya, which will again actually lead you to only happiness. So, this is something very important, and this we have to understand this karma and why there are two results, this adrishta also very well. And Bhagavan is the giver of the results of action, because Bhagavan only chooses which karma we have to exhaust in this life. Right? Once we accept karma as adrishta phalam, whatever adrishta I have gained now, when will it fructify? Means it will fructify later, either in this life or it will also carry forward, because everything cannot fructify in this life, then automatically then the next life and all comes, correct? Yeah. So, and when did this start? Means it is beginning. The whole cycle, creation cycle itself is beginningless for us. That means how much karma I have means it is, again you can't count it or you cannot measure it. It is immeasurable. That is what we call sanchita, means all the accumulated karma is there. From that, whatever has started this body and this life is what we call prarabdha. And that karma, who has selected this and who is giving me the results of all my action? That giver is nobody else other than Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the giver. And when Bhagavan is the giver of my results of action, some of which I like, some of which I don't like, correct? When Bhagavan is giving me undesirable results, he is Rudra. Rudra name finally we have come to. Okay. Rudra, why is Rudra? Because Rudra meaning, again two types of meaning are there, beautiful. Rodayati sarvam antakale, like that you can say. Rudra means one who makes everybody cry. In the end. Means why cry? Because he is giving you the results of your own papa. It's your own karma only, but he is the one, he is the giver. When you look at Bhagavan like that, Bhagavan is the one who is making you cry. He is the chastiser, you can say. Or Rutam Dravayati iti Rudraha. Rutam means, you can say it is some kind of a painer. In fact, shouting in pain is called Rutam really. So Rutam Dravayati means what? One who takes away all your pain. So for us, Bhagavan is not only good. What about good, bad, evil, ugly? Everything is Bhagavan only in our vision. There is no separate two realities or anything. Bhagavan is manifest as the entire creation. So as I said, Bhagavan is not just the maker. If Bhagavan is just the maker, then where did he get the material if you ask? Bhagavan cannot go and borrow anywhere, correct? He is being Bhagavan. If somebody already has created some material, then who is that person we have to ask? Who is the cause of that? So if we have to make chapati and you don't have atta, we can go to the next door neighbor and borrow. I don't know in US whether it is possible. The next door neighbor will be few miles away here. But we can, in India at least we used to do that. But Bhagavan cannot borrow anything anywhere. Or you cannot say, some theology say Bhagavan created the whole world out of nothing. Out of nothing, something cannot come. It is illogical. If you say that, then I will say, I give you nothing, you give me something. I am very happy to take. Correct? So, out of nothing, na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Like that, it is very clear. Even in the Gita, Bhagavan says that. So, out of nothing, only nothing is nothing. Something cannot come. So then what do we say? What is our vision? Out of nothing else you have had. Bhagavan created the world out of nothing else means what? He is the maker and material both. Bhagavan is the material also for us, not just the maker. That is why we have all this Pancha Bhuta Sthala. Because when we talk about the creation, we have a 5 elemental model, and in that we say that space, and then we have wind, fire, then water and earth and all that. Like that we look at the Pancha Maha Bhuta. Right? It's a 5 elements. 5 elemental model. It covers the entire creation, you can say. Even our own body is made up of all the 5 elements, correct? Without space you can't even eat. You need space in the stomach. Like that we have everything. We have temperature in the body you have to maintain. You have to breathe air, otherwise you cannot live. And all this carbon and everything is there. And if, without water, in fact 70% of the body is water, correct? Without water everybody will be powder, I think. You will be desiccated. But all these things are there and they are not separate from Bhagavan, right? That's why we have Panchabhuta Sthala. If you go to India, you can go to all this Kanchipuram, this Prithvi, correct? We say. Then Tiruvannamalai is there. Or Kalahasti is the wind. Then Jambukeshwara and Tiruchirappalli is there. That is water. And then Tiruvannamalai is Agni Kshetra. And then Chidambaram is the Akasha. Correct? Like that, the Panchabhuta is Bhagavan only for us. Bhagavan is both the maker. As maker, Bhagavan is father. As material, Bhagavan is mother, in fact. That's why we have no problem. All our deities are all happily married. They have even children and family and all that. Because otherwise, if you say God, Father in heaven alone is God, if you say, that is also very weird, correct? Without mother, nobody is a father, correct? Father itself is a relative role. It's a relative word. You can't be a father without there being a mother. But some theologies say there is no mother. Then my Guruji used to say that he must be a widower then. Because mother passed away when the world was given birth to. So now he will be advertising in some matrimonial like that, he used to joke. But basically, most theologies are a joke only, because if you further question, it becomes like that. But anyway, what I am saying is, we have to understand this vision. And our way of life is based on this vision. Is that clear? We have a vision and a way of life based on that vision. That vision is the Vedic vision. And the same vision is also coming up in the entire Rudram if you take. Bhagavan is presented, in fact, so Namaste, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, correct? So that is there. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya we have seen. Then how does it start? Namaste Rudramanyava Utavata Ishave Namaha. Namaste Astu Dhanmane Bahubhyam Utate Namaha. Yataishu Shivatama Shivam Babhuvate Dhanuhu. Shivasharavyaya Tavatayano Rudramridaya. So let us take these two mantras as an example. In fact, Rudram starts very interestingly. Namaste. So you are saying, I do namaskara, manyave means what? To your anger. So can we say Bhagavan really has anger? Means again, why we say that Bhagavan and we are doing namaskara to your anger? Because he is giving the results of my papa, right? It looks like as though somebody angry is giving all this. So we actually look upon Bhagavan and say that I do namaskara to your anger. You are the one with the arrow ready. And so I do namaskara to your arrow also. And I do namaskara to your bow. I do namaskara to your arms which are holding the bow. Means basically, it is as though that Bhagavan is ready to attack me. But I am your devotee now. I do namaskara, I do namaha, namaha. And I surrender to you means then Bhagavan is no more. In fact, that surrendering and prayer itself is an action, correct? Prayer is an action for us. And we have different types of prayer. Correct? We have kayikam karma, means all the puja we do it with the kayika means mind and words are also involved, correct? We do atotra and all like told. And mentally also you always do a puja, before that you do dhyanam. You have to do dhyanam and avahanam and all. You visualize a deity, then you invite. Avahanam means basically invitation. Please come and stay here. In fact, Bhagavan being all pervasive also we say. Because if the maker alone is Bhagavan, you cannot say Bhagavan is all pervasive. But Bhagavan is also material, means Bhagavan is available in everything. How can you say that? Is it logical? Because so many different things are there in the world. How can everything be Bhagavan? A logic, you can ask a question, correct? It's very simple. Even in science you all accept, correct? Now, this is also proton, electron, neutron. This is also proton, electron, neutron. This is also proton, electron, neutron. Means you accept that everything is only some fundamental particle and all they say. Then how did this world come now? All this variegated world is there. So many different things, sentient things, insentient things. Like that, we say that everything is Bhagavan. It is like gold becoming so many different names and forms. In fact, our own dream is a better analogy, correct? But what? The entire dream world has come from where? It is only your own mind, correct? Mind's projection, it's all lighted up by your own consciousness. And that is there, the entire dream, space-time and all the objects in that, where did it come from? It's only your own presence there, correct? You are the maker and material of your entire dream world. Like that, this whole thing is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is there everywhere, including our own body for us. That's why everything is sacred. And you can invoke Bhagavan in any form. Understand that. That is why we have no problem. You can have Ganesha with elephant head and all this big belly, and that form also is Bhagavan. We can invoke Bhagavan as Ganesha. You can invoke Bhagavan as Hanuman. You can invoke Bhagavan in so many other forms, Devi. And in whichever form we invoke Bhagavan, we invite the Bhagavan, we do dhyanam in that form and invite them and say, come and stay here, now I want to do puja. Now puja and worship can be done only to forms, understand that. You can't do anything with formless. Formless is for us to understand. Formless can be understood. You cannot relate to formless. As a devotee, if I want to relate to anything, I will relate to the things which I like, correct? So whatever you like in that form, that is why we have Ishta Devata. There is no other tradition which has this concept of Ishta Devata, right? We can have, like you have Ishta soap and Ishta toothpaste and whatever, correct? Like that, in whichever form you think of Bhagavan, that is your Ishta Devata. So like this, in Rudram itself, Bhagavan is presented as both the chastiser, the one who, according to your papa, he can attack you, correct? Or now you surrender as devotee means, he is Utam Dravayati. He will take away all your pain, because prayer also is an action, it produces punya. In fact, prayer is an action specifically done for Adrishta Bhava, understand that. Which will neutralize your papa so that you don't face all unpleasant situations. That way every day also you have to pray. Why? Because every day some papa and punya is fructifying, correct? That is the life. So that is why we have Nitya Karma. Nityam you have to do certain things. In fact, we even have something called Pancha Mahayajnam, where you have to do every day Deva Puja, Rishi Puja, Pitru Puja, we say Manushya Puja and whatever. Bhuta Yajna, we say. All these things are called Yajna also. So Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Manushya Yajnam and Bhuta Yajnam we say. that is the life of a dharmika. As a dharmika person, we should be able to explain that we have a vision and a way of life, which is a meaningful way of life based on that vision. And and our vision is that then if they ask how many gods you have, we have only God. That's what my guru used to always say. It's not that we have one. One is always a problem. You say I have one God, then all others are not really God. All that is a problem. We say there is only Bhagavan is there everywhere, because Bhagavan is both maker and material, and that is our vision. That is the vision, and our entire religious culture will be meaningful only if you understand that vision. And this vision also, we have to also teach it to all our children, because ours is a teaching tradition. That's why we say it's not a faith and all that. It is something to be taught. It has a certain vision which can be taught, and that's why we have a Guru Shishya Parampara, because there is something to be taught. In fact, first we have to learn our dharma. Then once you learn dharma and do your karma and duties and all that, and once you mature and grow up and develop a certain discrimination, viveka, correct? Then we have Vedanta and so many other things also we can teach you. But everywhere we have a Guru Shishya Parampara. And even in the Rudram you can go and read all the meanings now. Bhagavan is, if you take there are 11 Anuvakas, correct? You take the third Anuvaka, there Bhagavan is looked upon as all kinds of thieves. Stenanam pataye, Taskaranam pataye, Naktancharaha, like this, so many words are there. Vanchate, Parivanchate, one who deceives, cheats. All of them are looked upon as Bhagavan for us. Even a thief is Bhagavan only, because Bhagavan has come in the form of thief and then he has given you some problem, but because of that some papa has gone. Correct? At least that way you can take. So any difficulty you face also is what? Your own papa is now gone. And Bhagavan has taken it away by coming in a particular form. So that is the vision. This vision is a very great vision, and that is what we have to appreciate even in a hymn like Sri Rudram. And by being a devotee, we gain certain maturity. We are able to face life, and then it also prepares you for this knowledge that in the end we all have to understand what? I am not really separate from this Bhagavan. In fact, if Bhagavan is everything, Bhagavan cannot be away from me also. And that if Bhagavan is limitless means there is only one conscious entity which is myself. And that conscious entity alone again is to whom everything becomes evident, and this Bhagavan cannot be any different from that conscious being which I myself I am, correct? Which is there as the subject also. So that is our vision actually. So by chanting Rudram we can do Vachikam Karma, correct? And also by chanting Rudra Trishati you can do Archana and all that. Or mentally also you can chant. In fact, my Guru once told me during my Gurukula Vasam that go and chant Rudram entirely in your mind. Okay, don't involve even any vocal cord should not be involved. It's not very easy, let me tell you. Because that entire 11 Anuvaka means so much focus you should have. Chanting a small mantra is easy. But if like a Sri Rudram means what, it is going for some 15 minutes, let us say. And you have to be completely focused, and that whole flow has to come only in your mind means that is a great thing also. Mind also you can do. Purely as a manasam karma, it is a very big thing to achieve. And by doing all this, you prepare yourself and become mature. And that way this Sri Rudram is really great, and you go and read and understand the vision behind this also, which is that Bhagavan is really all pervasive and everything. In fact, so many things are listed there, right from trees, different animals, and all this, like I said, even different thieves and all that, everything is looked upon as Bhagavad Rupa only for us, and that is the vision we have to appreciate. And so with that I close this talk, and any questions, anything I can answer.
I have one philosophical question.
Hmm.
When somebody achieves something in their life, some people think that it is because of their strength, because of their practice, because of their abilities and capabilities. Somebody may look like, hey, you have achieved something because it is already scripted. The moment the human is born, that is scripted to achieve something. So it is already scripted. So it's not about the abilities and all those things. So which version is right?
No. This is a very common question, right? You are basically asking what, that's what we say karma is there.
Yeah.
Already I gave you the analogy, right? It's like the river. See, the current in the river is like your prarabdha karma. Okay?
Right.
But then your effort also is involved. If you want to go somewhere across the river, depending upon where you go, you can either, if you have to go against the current, it's very difficult. You have to put in lot of effort.
Right.
And even if you put lot of effort, you are not going anywhere, you can feel. Or if where you want to go is with the current, means it's very easy. You don't have to put any effort. You just float, you will still go. Correct?
Yeah.
Like that only. So both are there. Both only, it's a function of both.
Yeah.
But what we have to understand is even all the Shakti or whatever you think is yours and all, it's all really Bhagavan's manifestation. That's why we say it is Vibhuti Yoga, like that. There's one whole chapter is there in Gita also, right? Where Bhagavan lists amongst all the different categories, the best is me only, he says. Wherever you see any glory, it is my glory. That's why in the Bhagavad Shabda also we have Sarva Yashas, correct? All that is glorious, we have to recognize Bhagavan there. It is all manifestation of Bhagavan. So many people are prodigies, correct? How do you explain that? Some 3-year-old comes and plays violin. At that age, we were not even able to lift the violin, or we were still crawling. Maybe some children are like that. So that's all Ishvara only. It's all Ishvara Vibhuti, we say. Correct?
That is a kind of a good karma carried out
Correct.
from the past. Yeah.
The karma itself, we say prabala prarabdha. That's why certain things in your life, whatever effort you put, will happen. Because it is whatever karma with which you have come is so strong. But in many other cases, you have the ability to change out. It is like the karma, we say, another analogy we give is it's like mukta issue, we say. It is like an arrow which has already left the bow. Then what can you do? Means you can send another arrow and even, like it is like missile defense and all, no we talk, correct? Iron dome. Some guy is sending missile, but you send another missile and you can intercept or you can change its direction or something, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what we do with prayer, in fact. In fact, all Jyotisha also is based on this. Understand this? Astrologers cannot predict the future. They can never. What they are actually doing is, astrology is a model which is actually predicting your prarabdha based on when you are born and how the whatever, they have their own zodiac and movement of planets and all that, correct? We can't even call it planet really, that's a wrong translation again. Graha is a heavenly body. Because in Graha you also have Chandra, Surya, and 2 more Rahu and Ketu are called Chaya. Means they are only shadows. They are not real planet or anything. But even that they have a certain model in which all these things are moving, and based on that they are able to, there is a certain correlation with your prarabdha. So what the astrologer can say is, if you don't do anything, this will happen according to your karma. Then that's why they are giving you some prayaschitta, correct? They say that now you go and do this puja, this yajna or whatever. And many people do that and complain nothing happened. In fact, the whole idea is nothing should happen, correct? Or sometimes there are some improvements also we see. Okay. So astrology also is based on that. All prayers are based on that we utilize our own karma and that way we at least achieve certain desirable ends. Yeah.
So just talking about horoscopes, when I'm born, my horoscope will not change ever till I die, right?
Correct.
So if I do a prayaschitta because one astrologer told me something, and say that horoscope is shown to somebody else, they are going to say the same thing.
No, they will say the same thing. No, according to that prarabdha, at this stage of your life, this should have happened. But if it has not happened, it can be even due to whatever you have done in this life. That's what we have to understand. You go and talk to any astrologer, they will also give you the same explanation. At least those who are genuine astrologers. Nobody can claim they can predict the future, understand that. They are in fact giving you some remedies so that you can change your future really, correct? That is the whole idea of astrology. Otherwise they can't give any remedy, correct? They will say, okay, this alone will happen. It's not like that also. Of course you can take such a stand but from a different standpoint. So I don't want to get into that. Anything else? Yeah. Okay, we'll close now. I think a little bit more in time. That's fine, correct? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo